Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have another 1:18 scale model cars to show you guys. This is actually a special request from one of the viewers. I received a message asking whether I could do a review of a budget model car. So I have picked one of my favorite model car from Bburago, which considered to be a budget model. And as you can see, this is a Ferrari. Make no mistake, this is no any ordinary 488 GTB. It is actually the 70th anniversary of the Ferrari 488 GTB. So a little bit of history of the 70th anniversary of Ferrari. So Ferrari have basically picked 5 of the model, namely GTC4 Lusso, the F12 Berlinetta, the 488 Spider, the 488 GTB, and the California T. So what they have done is to build 5 of each livery. Mainly, number 1 is the one that bear a white racing stripe on the bonnet, and then the white number plate base, like the one you could see on the model, but without the number. And then number 2 is the one with the tricolore on the roof. Number 3, it has the twin racing stripe. Number 4, which is a plain color. And number 5 is the one that has the racing number 25 on the side of the car, just like this model. So they will make 70 different designs on each of the 5 models. So total, there would be 350 Ferraris to celebrate their 70th anniversary. And this one is one of them. So I will show you a picture of the other 4 models. So here we are. Here you will probably notice straight away the jade green color 488 GTB Spider is open top, whereas the model is a hard top 488 GTB. I guess Bburago at the time, they haven't made or maybe even until now, they haven't made a Spider version of the 488 GTB. So they have just used the base of the 488 GTB hardtop to make this model. They just put the jade green color and then the usual modification to match the jade green color number 25 race machine. So you can see the gold rims, and the driver's seat is also different to the passenger seat. So looking at the model, you can see the model is still brand new. I haven't even cut out the rubber band and the plastic straps that holding the 2 doors in place. And that's how I have had this model displayed in my model cabinet. I haven't really touched it. I just like the color combination, and because it is the 70th anniversary, that makes the car a little bit more special. Albeit it's not a Spider version, but I still believe this is one of the best Bburago model. And if you are thinking of starting your model car collection, this is definitely one of the models that I would strongly recommend. It is not too expensive. It does have fairly good details, and it will look great in your display cabinet. Now, the reason why I have picked this specific model from Bburago to do the review, because I have done some Bburago model cars review before, and most of the models I have added my comments. There was always room for improvement, etc. And I could see the improvement on this model by Bburago, so this is a big plus. But doesn't mean this model is perfect. I will still, point out a few things that I wished Bburago would have done better on the model moving forward. But looking at this model, it is already a great improvement to the previous released model. So now I will just let you guys have a moment just to have a good look at the Ferrari 488 GTB 70th anniversary. I do like the color a lot. That metallic jade green color really pops with the matching gold alloy wheels. It looks really cool. So what I will do now, I will stop the spinning top and then I'll pick up the model to show you guys in greater detail. So let's start from the under chassis. So straight away you can see the underside. There are some details on the under chassis. You can see the Bburago logo. The model is Ferrari 488 and there you are, it's a 488 GTB, and the model is produced under license of Ferrari Spa. The scale is 1:18 and it is made in China, and there is a serial number, I guess it's 11730, and towards the back of the diffuser you can see the carbon fiber pattern printed as well, which is very cool. And you can see the front tire with the tread mark, and the rear tire, they are slightly wider than the front, which is cool. And there are also some vents to pull fresh air from the under chassis to cool the engine as well, which is pretty cool. Now looking at the model, let's take a look at the outside before we would cut open the elastic band to see the details of the inside. So from the front, at the nose tip, there is a very nice Ferrari logo. I believe they have applied the Ferrari badge on the body before they put the clear lacquer on top, so you don't have to worry about wearing out the Ferrari badge. And then at the front bumper you can see there are some indentation to imitate the parking sensors, and there's also another indentation by the side of the headlight for the washer jet. This model being a budget model by Bburago, you can see the air vent is just a molded piece of plastic, but you can see the mesh detail, which is not bad. And then the lower splitter or air diffuser is a separate piece. It's quite cool. And then looking at the headlight, it is quite detailed. You can see the main headlamp at the bottom, as well as the side LED daytime running light. And it is quite a nice install, because the headlight, you can't really see the peg marks, whereas in the old model they are quite visible, so that's already a great improvement by Bburago. And also the sticker or the decal or water transfer, they have now applied the decal underneath the clear coat, so they last longer, which is another plus. Again, it's a good improvement by Bburago. Same as the side screw the rear badge, that is again is sealed under the clear coat as well as the side indicator, which is very nice. The front wheel is done very nicely too. The gold color is very nice, it's very smooth, and there is a very clear Ferrari logo right in the middle, and you can see the details of the locking nuts. There is no tire wall marking as such, but the quality of the tire is actually very good, and the tread marks are quite nice as well. And then if you look through the wheel, you can see there the brake disc, which is quite detailed, and also the brake caliper. It's very nice too, very detailed with the Ferrari logo on the brake caliper. And this is another big improvement by Bburago. So some of you guys, if you take a look at the older Bburago model, those models would either not have the brake disc or brake calipers, or the combination. And also for those Bburago model where they have the brake disc and calipers, they are set quite far in, whereas this model, the brake disc and the brake calipers are really close to the alloy wheel spokes, which is more accurate. Same as the rear wheel as well. See how close the alloy wheel spokes to the brake caliper. It is almost touching. So that is more accurate to the real car. Now looking at the side, next to the screw to rear Ferrari shield, there is a rear view mirror, and it has a very nice shiny mirror sticker. This is a separate part to the overall body. So the entire body is die cast, whereas the side view mirror is plastic. So you can see the slight color difference, but it is only visible via my camera. If I look at it directly, I can't really see the color difference. It looks almost identical. So don't worry about that looking different to the body. In real life, they look exactly the same color. And then on the driver's side door, there is a big racing number 25 on the white circle. And then you have the details of the door handle, which is again a separate piece. And then you have the keyhole underneath the handle as well. Underneath the door, you can see the side skirt, which is done very nicely. And then behind the side door, you can see the air inlet with the wind deflector going into the engine bay. And again, you can see the molded mesh pattern inside. In front of the rear wheel, this is where you can see the 70th anniversary sticker with the Ferrari prancing horse, and the number is set from 1947 to 2017. It's pretty cool. And then looking at the back, It has a very nice brake light. And then on the side of the brake light, you can see the air duct outlet, which is quite cool. In the middle, you have the Ferrari prancing horse again. There is also a small indentation. So there, it should have been painted red as part of the center brake light, but Bburago has missed it. But it's easy enough for you to just color it in. So no big deal there. And then you have a 488 GTB number plate. And underneath the bumper, you have twin chrome exhaust. And you have the printed texture mesh by the exhaust as well. And then the rear diffuser has the carbon fiber pattern on it. And the rear racing lamp, or the fog lamp, is there as well. And you can see a bit of details on it also, which is pretty cool. Here you can have another look of the rear view of the 488 GTB. Brake lights, fairly detailed. The wheel itself is done pretty nicely with the brake disc, brake calipers, it's all there, and you can even see right through the wheel behind the brake disc. You can see there is a suspension coil as well. So this model car does come with rear suspension. I'm not sure about the front, let me just check. Yes, it does, and you could see this spring coil behind the brake disc as well. So this is another improvement by Bburago. A lot of the older model, there's either no suspension or they only have suspension at the rear. Whereas this model, you have it both front and rear. Now moving back to the body, there's a small indentation here, which is supposed to be the fueler cap. And you have the Ferrari 70th anniversary sticker from 1947 to 2017, and the side air vent, the side door with the door handle and separate side view mirror. Again, it looks different color in the camera. So that side mirror, the door handle, and that bit of wind deflector all look slightly different, but in real life they are identical. So just because of the white LED that's shown the color slightly different. And then the screw the rear shield and the side indicator is all very sharp. And then another look of the front wheel. And the daytime running light, the LED, and the main headlamp. It's pretty cool. So looking on the bonnet, you can see there are two troughs or indentation to guide the air to flow from the lower bumper, guide it through the side of the car to the side mirror, and then get duct back in to cool the engine. It's a very cool design. Now take a look at the windscreen. You have the twin windscreen wiper, so those are molded onto the bottom of the platform. And then the windshield itself is pretty clear. The windshield has a black surrounding as well. And you can see the rear view mirror. And the dash is pretty average. I mean, you can see some texture on it, but it is not as nice as when they put the other effect or texture. Like if they put it like a Alcantara type, it might be a bit nicer. But I haven't seen the real car, so I don't know exactly how accurate the dash texture is. And then here you can see there are two clips kind of thing. It's just to fasten the front windscreen to the die-cast body. So moving forward, I wish Bburago could do something about them so that they are not too visible from the outside. Maybe they could paint the inside bit in black so it doesn't show as obvious. Now looking through the windscreen, you can see there are two racing seats. The driver side is a different color to the passenger side. The passenger side one is just black. The driver side is a reddish brown color. And we'll see the details when we cut open the strap. So behind the side door, the rear quarter, there is another window that has a clear plastic window with the black surrounding, which is quite nice. The roof, you can see there's some indentation there. And then the rear view, you have the clear window with the black surrounding, a bit of the mesh details on both sides. I'm not sure if you guys can see it through the camera, but they have some mesh pattern printed on those plastic. And then you have the engine, and then there's another Ferrari logo next to the engine cover, which is pretty nice. And you can see there is another gap right there, so the air would tunnel down and then come out just underneath the Ferrari logo. Pretty cool. Right, now I'm going to cut the elastic band and the strap so we could look inside the model car. Okay, I've got my scissors, so let me just cut this out carefully. Okay, it's all done. Right, here we go. So let's take a look at the front cover. You can see the paint application on this model is actually really nice. If I have to criticize the paintwork, I think maybe Bburago could have picked a paint that has the glittering or the metallic flakes a little bit finer. so that it looks a bit more scaled. If you look at the paint and the pattern, you can see the glitter or the metallic flake. The size is quite large on a 1/18 scale model car, but it still looked pretty damn good. Okay, so let's take a look at the underside. So the underside has a separate piece of plastic and the usual Bburago hinges, the dog legs. I really wish Bburago could find an alternative way to, you know, reduce the size of the dog legs, maybe make them a bit smaller and put them on the furthest two corner. But then I don't know how robust it's going to be. It might just break off fairly easily, whereas the dog legs seems a lot stronger, but it just doesn't look very nice when you have the panels open. Or at least have those dog legs painted in black so they're not so obvious. And then inside you can see there is a small storage space. There's not a lot of details in it. It's just a piece of molded plastic, but you can put something in it and then just close the hood cover. Pretty cool. And then let's take a look at the cockpit. Right, so with the door open, you can see there's some details on the door. You can see this door handle, and there's some printed mesh patterns on it as well to replicate the speakers, I guess. On the door seal, you can see there is a shiny Ferrari sticker. It's not bad. And on the other side, it should be the same. Yeah. So you can see the details on the door card. So you have the door handle and the mesh details for the speakers. And on the door seal, you can see the Ferrari sticker as well. And then you can see the passenger racing seat in black. Looks like there's some buttons on the side of the racing seat as well. Let me zoom in to show you right there. It's pretty cool. It's good that Bburago, they bothered to print those side details on the racing seat. And then on the side of the racing seat, you can see there's a black seat belt as well, but the buckle, they have left it in black as well. So maybe you could use a paintbrush and just paint the buckle into silver just to make it stand out a little bit more. That would be cool. And I believe on the headrest of the racing seat, there's a Ferrari prancing horse logo as well, right here on the headrest. It's pretty cool. And the center console, if I can get it to focus, right there you can see there's some details there. I think this is the engine start buttons, the different driving mode selection as well. And here you can see there's the passenger side air vent, and you can see the speedometer in front of the steering wheel as well. It's got a red ref meter or ref counter. Now come back to the driver side, you can see the different color racing seat with the prancing horse logo on the headrest, and you can see the seat belt, and again the seat belt buckle hasn't been painted, and you have those buttons on the left hand side of the racing seat as well. Pretty cool. Okay, how about the pedals? Let's see if they are there. Yep, so you can see the brake pedal and the accelerator. Oh, try and focus right there. So they are at the bottom. Pretty cool. The racing wheel, it's okay. I mean, you can see the Ferrari logo in the center, as well as the buttons on the steering wheel. You can see the gear shifter left and right behind the steering wheel, and the rev counter with the red background, and the air vent and the rev counter surrounding are printed in silver as well. It's not bad. And there is some sort of floor mat as well. It's not too bad for a Bburago 1:18 scale model. Now let's see if we could open this engine bay. Yep, so this cover is made out of plastic, so be very careful, because if you try to open it too wide, you will risk in breaking those plastic hinges. So there is a rear window between the engine bay and the cockpit, and on the engine bay you can see the molded carbon fiber texture all around. It's quite detailed. They have painted the engine top red with the Ferrari logo, and there's also more Ferrari badges. So you have the prancing horse right there, and the Ferrari logo in the center as well. It's not too bad. The engine does have some depth to it, albeit it's mainly in black color, but you can see all the details inside. So maybe you can just take the model apart and then just color the engine with different colors to show the details. That might be an idea, but the engine is there, which is quite nice. And the surrounding carbon fiber pattern is actually not too bad. Very cool. Okay, so just to show you guys the suspension again, you can see the coil behind the wheels as well. Same for the front wheel. Just to test out the other side as well. The rear suspension, they are a little bit stiff comparing to the front. so maybe a bit of WD-40 would help, but the suspensions are there. And that's the center review mirror right there at the top, and also the top of the roof is also in black, so that is done by a separate piece of plastic. But the interior is actually not too bad, it's actually quite detailed. And the engine bay is pretty cool too. I mean, I've seen some model where the engine bay, all you could see just one piece of molded plastic and that's about it. But at least this one, you can see the depth of the engine. It's quite far down as well, which is cool. Okay, so here we are, the Bburago 1/18 scaled 488 GTB 70th anniversary in jade green color. What do you guys think? I hope you guys like it, and if you do consider starting your model collection, then I can strongly recommend you to get this model. It is a budget model, but you do get quite a lot of nice details on the model car. And if you are into modifying your model cars to make it better, then I think this one is quite a good platform to do so. Basically, you just need to paint the center brake light back into red, maybe highlight some of the engine details. And the wheels, they are already pretty nice. The interior, I think they are quite nice already, but maybe you can enhance it a little bit further and maybe paint those clips in black so that they're not so obvious from a distance. And I think that's pretty much it. It's a fairly decent model by Bburago. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review video of the 488 GTB 70th anniversary. Again, this model is a die-cast model, so you can feel the weight of the model. It's pretty nice, and hope you guys enjoy this. I definitely like this model quite a lot, even though it's just a Bburago budget model, but I think Bburago have done a pretty good job in replicating the model, and I quite like it. So if you like this video, don't forget to give me a like, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider to subscribe. It will help my channel grow further, and I will be able to review more model in the future as well. So until then, enjoy your model car collection, and I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.